Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Talking Business with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Barbados, or ICAB. I'm Lisa Padmore, Chief Executive Officer of ICAB. The Central Bank of Barbados released their review of the performance of the Barbados economy for 2025 last Wednesday. If you missed it, you can find a link to the entire recording on the Central Bank's website. In the next 5 minutes, I'll provide you with a summary of how Barbados performed in 2025. The economy grew steadily. 2025 was a steady year of growth for the country. The Central Bank reported that our economy grew by 2.7%. Now, when economists talk about real GDP, our gross domestic product, that simply means the total value of what a country produces after adjusting for price changes. So we're measuring real activity and not just higher prices. So in simple terms, Barbados produced more goods and services in 2025 than in 2024. This growth was driven mainly by tourism, business services, construction, and agriculture. Inflation stayed low. Inflation, which means how fast prices rise, slowed down significantly. The average inflation rate for the year was 0.7%, thanks partly to lower oil and shipping costs. Some areas did get more expensive, however, mainly housing, utilities, and dining out. Jobs improved, but not perfectly. The unemployment rate stood at 6.6% by the third quarter of 2025, and we wait to see the final quarter's results. Reserves remain strong. Barbados also maintains strong international reserves, which are funds that the country can use in emergencies. These reserves were approximately $3 billion Barbados dollars at the end of 2025. Government finances improved. The government recorded a primary surplus, meaning it brought in more money than it spent on its day-to-day operations. This surplus was $541.7 million Barbados dollars, helping to reduce the debt to GDP ratio to 94.6%. Again, debt to GDP means how big the national debt is compared to the size of the economy. A lower ratio is a good sign, and psychologically, the debt to GDP ratio being below 100% is positive. Banks and lending conditions stayed healthy. Credit to businesses expanded by 5.2%, and banks remained well capitalized. So what to expect in 2026? The Central Bank's outlook suggests continued steady growth, supported by tourism, construction, and business services again. Inflation is expected to remain low, and foreign reserves should stay strong. The governor represented that the present administration plans to maintain fiscal discipline while investing in infrastructure. Appreciating that we're in the midst of preparations for a general election on February 11th, we will have to wait and see what the post-election government will propose as plans for fiscal spending, despite current plans in manifestos. So our final word is this: 2025 showed solid progress for Barbados. Low inflation, stable growth, and strong public finances. With regards to the outlook for 2026, we invite you to join us on February 12th, 2026, as ICAB hosts a free webinar in partnership with the First Citizens Bank to discuss the 2026 economic outlook for Barbados and the region. Mrs. Vanji Bagu Ram Ratan, head of the Economic Research Unit for First Citizens Bank, will join us again as our main presenter. And a final plug for our annual tax update, which will be held at the Lloyd Erskine Sanford Center on February 10th, 2026. The Revenue Commissioner and a team from the Barbados Revenue Authority will be in attendance to engage with attendees to answer questions and update the audience on tax matters that will impact the upcoming tax season. So again, let me to reiterate that our free webinar, which will look at the economic outlook, will be on February 12th, and that will be online. And our annual tax update, which will be on February 10th, there's both an option for attending in person as well as witnessing it online. So if you're interested in attending either of these events, please contact us at ICAB at 429-5678 or visit our website at ICAB or ICAB.bb and follow the instructions to register. I'm Lisa Padmore, and this has been Talking Business with ICAB.